going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're about to attempt to fix a Samsung electric dryer. So I made a mistake when I bought this house. I needed two sets of machines because there was no machines in this place. And I wasn't gonna, rent out an apartment with no machines. So I knew somebody that had a set of Samsung. They looked nice, He says, yeah, for you, I'll give them to you for $400 the set. And I'm like, man, that's usually like $2,000 for that set. Great. Grabbed them. The only reason they were getting rid of them is because they wanted smaller machines, a smaller footprint to gain more space. I don't know. And then for the other unit, which I should have done in the first place, is I went to Lowe's Outlet. And they have machines that have dents in them, or, they were bought and returned because people say they don't work or whatever, So I got a Whirlpool machine. That thing's been running great. And an Armada dryer, which didn't have any dings or dents on it. The only thing that happened was a wire came unplugged from the main circuit board inside. So they obviously bought it, didn't work, returned it. Then I bought it, just plugged the wire back in. And I got it real cheap, and it's a brand new dryer, still has, manufacturer warranty and all of that. But the Samsungs, I started realizing after the fact that Samsung does not have a good name. I mean, their machines look nice, and I'm like, yeah, those look like really nice machines. Yeah, Samsungs, I see a lot of complaints, they break a lot, and the tenants that use that machine, I mean, I use the machine and those tenants use the machine, and they're kind of slobs, and they never check the lint trap. I mean, they'll do like weeks of laundry and never check the lint trap, and then I get calls saying the dryer doesn't work, and I go down there and the lint trap's stuck because I can't get it out because it's so jammed, and I'm like, no wonder it's not drying. Come on, you guys got to empty the lint trap. I've showed them several times, but they don't know how to empty the lint trap. So I think from negligence of not emptying the lint trap, it probably burnt out the element, because I just went to do a load of laundry last weekend, checked the lint trap, it was empty, and nope, not working. And I really don't want to go and buy a whole new machine right now and deal with all of that, trucking the old one out, new one in. $400 or $500 down the drain. So I decided to take a chance. I ordered a new heating element because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It was only $100. It's due to arrive today. So I figured in the meantime, we should go pop the machine open, and I'm sure it's going to be chock full of lint. So we'll start cleaning it out, replace the part, and see if we can fix it. That is the goal. All right, Duke, let's go. Come on. Load up. You coming? Let's go. Let's go fix the machine. Oh, God. Yeah. Like I said, incredible. So, I guess I'm gonna have to start by moving some stuff. I told them I was gonna be fixing it. I was hoping they would have this clear for me, but wishful thinking. Alright, well, I started by just moving some stuff, vacuuming behind. There was a bunch of lint, obviously, and unplugged the power. Yeah, this dryer has a steam thing I don't think anyone uses, but I think I'll leave that plugged in, the water, for now. And I guess we'll just start at the top. I think we have to take this apart right to the bottom. Unfortunately, I think we have to take the top, the front off, and pull the drum out. And I think what we're after is at the very bottom. But I think the only way to get to it is top down. All right, on the back, I noticed these little clips that hook under. So that looks like it's a pivot point almost, like this thing swings up. So I started looking in the front. I couldn't find anything. So I stuck a flathead screwdriver in this corner and pried carefully. And look at that. She popped right off. So I guess gotta figure out how to disconnect these wires and get rid of this top piece. Well, upon further investigation, I figured I might not have to take that top all the way off. I might be able to just hinge it against the wall and leave it. I noticed this machine looks like it's been taken apart once before. There was 3 screws, or there's supposed to be, but there was only 2. 1 screw here, 1 screw here. There was supposed to be a screw here holding this front, but it was missing. So I'm gonna make sure to put that back. I'll find a screw, and now it looks like we start disconnecting wires, and so far it's pretty easy. This thing is not bad actually to pull apart. So I'm gonna pull these 4 screws and disconnect any obvious wires and see if we can pull this right out somehow. Oh, it looks like we'll have to disconnect this one. It's kind of under tight tension there. All right, let's keep digging. Oh yeah, look at this. Jam-packed. It just keeps getting shoved down there. So I'm gonna start vacuuming all of that stuff out. Pulled all the screws, I just don't, oh, I think I have to pull up on it. Yeah, take the screws out and pull up. So yeah, this front piece you just lift, and there's a couple of rollerblade wheels. I just lift it and pull it straight out. Just 4 screws, easy. And then the drum. So there's a belt that goes around the drum. So I looked down in here, which you can't see it anymore because it dropped. But there was a pulley right there. So I just reached in right here and just pulled the belt off the pulley. It wasn't very difficult to do, and then I hear the pulley just snap down. So I should be able to pull the drum out, and I think that's as far as we need to go. We can get to the heating element, start cleaning it all out. So it was a little tricky to shake it free. The belt kept getting hung up on something. There's like a couple of wheels down there. So I just reach under there and kind of pull the belt to the back, and then it just pops free. It's super light, it doesn't weigh anything. I'm not sure if it matters which, I just don't want to get things mixed up, so I drew an arrow towards the back, so I know when I put this back in that it goes that way. I mean, generally speaking, it looks the same. It's got a seal on both sides and little close agitators, but just in case, now we'll see what lies beneath. Well, would you look at this? Quite a nightmare. So this is what we were after, the heating element. I took a picture of where the wires were, 2 screws, and it pops right out. But while I was in here, I remembered this dryer always worked. It was just noisy, very, very noisy. I didn't think much of it because it was working. I didn't really have time to investigate. But I found out why. This was down here. This was a bushing that was thick like those. Wore down to paper. And the wheel fell off. And you can see, look at the gouging. So that's no good. So I have it open, this piece is coming. It's arriving today. And I was wondering if I could get lucky and maybe find these wheels on Amazon, same-day shipping. And I did. Same-day shipping. I slightly overpaid. Probably 35 bucks. So $135 total for this whole thing. Comes with new wheels, 4 new wheels, 4 new shafts. It also comes with these, so I have to figure out how to dig that out. And yeah, once the parts arrive, we should be able to put it back together. So I think I'm gonna get a little brush in the vacuum and clean all of this out, dig out that shaft, and then yeah, as soon as everything gets here, we'll put it back together and fire it up. Well, we got it nice and clean. So far, tools needed. Drill with a Phillips is mostly what you need. Flathead screwdriver, optional. Nice to pry the lid. And that's probably all you'd need if you were just doing the heating element. But I needed 2 pairs of channel locks or wrenches or whatever. Whatever was closest to me at the time is what I used. Yeah, I got everything clean. I popped these wheels off. Got all the hairs and stuff off the little shafts. And I used some brake grease. Purple high temp brake grease, because that's the closest thing I had to me at the time. Seems like it'll work. So these are all lubed up nice. There's grease in between there. I did this one as well. And I got that shaft out, so here's where it gets a little, we have to dig deeper. So this whole back piece has to come off in order for you to get to that. Because if you look on this one, yeah, there's a nut on the back. So you have to hold the peg or the shaft and take the nut off. So to do so, what you need to do is close the lid and then come around to the back. There's 2 screws right up here at the top. There's 2 screws down each side, and then there's 1 screw way down at the bottom right over the exhaust vent. And then once you pull those screws out, you can lift your lid back up. It's kind of nice to have the wall behind here. It saves me from having to disconnect a lot of wires. And then once you have those screws out, you just grab onto this thing and lift it straight up. And it comes off of the little clips that kind of hold it in place. And I was able to carefully, because there's a water line attached back here, and I wasn't going to mess with that. So yeah, I just carefully used a couple pairs of channel locks. It wasn't a major fight, came right off. And yeah, I ended up taking this bracket off, which was an unnecessary step. So you don't need to take this off. Just undo the screws from the back and pull it straight up. Finito. So everything's cleaned, vacuumed out. I mean, it was insane how much was packed in here. Like, absolutely insane. Like, no wonder the thing, this lint catcher, like, sometimes you'd really have to force it in there. But hopefully I can get them to start emptying it. But we're just gonna wait for the parts to arrive, and then we'll start putting this back together. All right, the part arrived. So I put a wheel in the back. I stole it from the front, so I can put this back together like most of the way. And then when the other wheel comes later, all I'll have left to do is just pop the the front panel on. So we can get 90% there now. Yeah, we're looking good. Nicey nice. All nice and new. And look at this. It's working. I haven't even put the other wheel in yet. Still hasn't arrived. So I'm just running it like this. But when the other wheel arrives, I am gonna just pop the front panel off and put it in there. This is one of the easiest machines I've ever worked on in my life. You can see they, I don't know, maybe they felt bad. They came down and cleaned up nice. So, I mean, I've worked on a few dryers in my day. I have this Armada dryer that I got from Lowe's Outlet, Scratch and Dent. And just to get the lid off, you have to go to the back of the machine, and the screws are up under the back. That's just to get you started. This Samsung machine, I would say 80 to 90% of all the repairs you would ever need to do on this machine, you can do right from the front. And there's no need to pull the machine out. I mean, literally, you can leave it right where it is. I would say 10% of the time, like if you have to replace the shaft with the wheel or whatever, yeah, you will have to take the 7 screws out of the back. But I mean, other than that, man, like from a landlord's perspective, like tenants, they destroy stuff. They beat it up. They do things they're not supposed to. They don't care. They don't empty the lint trap. They make a mess. So in that sense, if it's easy to work on, easy to fix, there's not much to this machine at all. There really isn't. And actually, I went on Amazon, and I found an aftermarket heating element that would have worked for this for 52 bucks. So I mean, I overpaid because I went to an appliance place. Paid 100 bucks, could have been 50. And then for 25 bucks, you can get 4 new wheels with 4 shafts for them, a new tension arm with the wheel and the spring, and a new belt for 25 bucks. That's like most of the working parts in there except for the electric motor. So yeah, like I say, from a landlord's perspective, this is a freaking awesome machine. Like, I see a lot of people online talk a lot of crap about the Samsung machines, and who knows, maybe they are kind of crappy, and maybe this washer's next, it's gonna break soon. I like this dryer though. I'm gonna have to be honest, I probably would buy another one of these just for the simple fact that it's super easy to work on. And I bet you I'm gonna get a long time out of this dryer, because every time it breaks, I'm just gonna fix it over and over and over again. I'm only putting in the parts that I need. Like, I'm not gonna just replace all the wheels because I have new wheels. I'm gonna leave the ones that are good in there, replace what I need to, and I'll keep the belt, the tension arm, all of that stuff. I'm just gonna keep it in the stockpile, the extra wheels, and I'll let her rip, man. I'll let her rip. And if it breaks again, I'm just gonna fix it again and again and again and again. Saves me a lot of hassle from having to go get another machine, bring it down here, truck this one out, dispose of it. Yeah, it saves you a bunch of money too. I mean, what's wrong with this machine? Nothing. I mean, it's a little scuffed up on the top, but generally speaking, it's a steam dryer. It's nice. And it works good now. I'm doing my second load of laundry right now. It dries perfectly. So yeah, if you got a Samsung dryer that's not heating up or making weird noises, now you know what it is. I recommend fixing it, because it was too easy. But anyways, make sure you subscribe. See you later.